I think one of my interests about America is that I believe it's kind of like the apple of Islam. I think it's like a fruit tree. I think America is some kind of an apple of Islam. I think if you look at Queen Isabella of Spain and the Muslim invasions of Spain, I think Spain is kind of very holy like Islam. I think it has a very extreme view of religion like Islam. So I think that the Spanish were converted to Islam through the jizya tax. And I think when Queen Isabella of Spain instructed Christopher Columbus to navigate to America, he kind of introduced some kind of an Islamic tradition or religion. He introduced some kind of Islamic culture. So I think that America could be an apple of Islam in the world. It's kind of like a big apple. It's an apple pie in the world. It's like kind of an apple in the world. I think that they worship money like Muslims do. I think that's what Americans do. I don't think I think they have an absence of religion, but they worship to a very extreme fundamental level money and money. I think that's why we have apples. So I think that's something interesting about America. If you look at American DNA, it's kind of Native American. I think it's 40% Native American. It could be 60% Native American. So Americans could be black people. They could be black Native American people. So I think that they could be black people, and they could be very serious, and I think they worship money. So I think that's something interesting about America. But if you look at the American Constitution, it could be the Medina Constitution. It could have some kind of similarity with the Medina Constitution. This can be checked with public information. I think it's some kind of social contract, some kind of social order, some kind of Sunniism. It's kind of a social agreement for the welfare of people. I think that's what these constitutions are. So I think the American Constitution could be Muslim as well. It could have some 5 guiding principles or something. So it could be Muslim. I think Abraham Lincoln could also be Muslim. He could be Muslim. He could have some Muslim influence as well. I think he has a dark beard and dark hair. He seems to have a square jaw like Muslims. He seems to have a facial appearance and character and maybe discipline like a Muslim. So I think Abraham Lincoln could have some Muslim influence. I think he was quite interested in black African people, like Muslims are. I think he was quite concerned about slavery, but I think he was interested in black African people, like Muslims were. And I think that he kind of gave freedom to black African slaves, and I think that kind of incorporated into the wider society of America and introduced some kind of a slavery work condition. People seem to work 9 to 5 like slaves do, like black African slaves do. So I think there is some kind of a slavery economic condition, some kind of slavery economic condition, because I think Americans feel that's how economies should be built, through an example of the Roman Empire. It should conduct domestic slave labour to prop up kind of bits of the economy. So I think we have a big slave labour force that could be a black African slave labour force, or a black immigrant slave labour force around the world, and it kind of just props up pins in the economy. I think that's what it does. So I think that's kind of like the guiding principles of the American Constitution and Abraham Lincoln. And then of course we have George Washington as well, who's very important, who's very fundamental for America. I think he wears a wig, so he could be British. It could be a British wig. He could be British. George Washington could be British. He could be a British aristocrat. And I think that could be the character of the American independence and the American Revolution and the American independence, that we have George Washington, who could be a British aristocrat. That's why he lost all of those battles in America for the War of Independence. He just lost one battle after another for unusual reasons. I think we needed French involvement to win some kind of West Point area, and I think that kind of created a victory for America's war for independence, and created the United States of America. It has 50 stars and 50 states, and it almost has 50 presidents. I think it had 48 presidents, now it has maybe 51 or 52 presidents. So we have like 50 stars in America, and I think that's quite important because it's kind of a union of states that have its own laws and liberties. So I think that the Americans are kind of chiefdoms or something. They could be like Muslim states, something similar to that. So that's one of my interests about America. Thank you very much.